Suppose two objects are placed before you. The one on the left is a can of Coca-Cola. The one on the right is completely identical to that can, right down to the subatomic level. Both cans have the same artwork, the same metallurgical composition, and the same opening mechanism. Inside, they contain the same quantities of the same ingredients. When you open them, they fizz in the same manner. When you drink them, they taste exactly the same. They are entirely identical and indistinguishable, but not quite identical. You see, the can on the right isn't Coca-Cola at all. It's Zombie Coke. The pertinent difference is that while Coca-Cola has flavor, Zombie Coke does not. Certainly, Zombie Coke tastes the same as Coca-Cola and gives every indication of having flavor. Nevertheless, it is completely devoid of flavor. Bear with me, this is all about abstract concepts. What does this say about the attribute called flavor I've defined? First off, since there's no physical difference between Coca-Cola and Zombie Coke, flavor must be something non-physical, supernatural, you could say. It also has no effect on either soda, as they both taste the same. And because flavor has no effect, there's no way to observe it. If you find all this confusing or even dumb, don't worry, it's going to get a lot dumber. Perhaps you're wondering, why would I even bother defining flavor as something separate from taste, when they're clearly synonymous? Why would I posit the existence of something unobservable which doesn't even affect anything? And you'd be right to object. There is no evidence for a supernatural attribute called flavor that's separate from taste. There's not even any reason for it to exist. But you can't disprove it. See, I told you this would get dumber. Now, suppose a person exists who is an exact duplicate of you, right down to the subatomic level. They look and behave just like you, they say the same things as you, they're as autonomous as you are, and they watch the same videos you do. For any given stimulus, they react just as you would. Because of this, they are entirely indistinguishable from you. They aren't quite the same, though. This person is actually a zombie. No, not the undead kind of zombie. The difference is that while you possess consciousness, your zombie does not. You are aware, and aware that you're aware, and aware you're aware you're aware, and so forth. But your zombie isn't. Yes, they have the exact same brain as you, with the same neural structures firing in the same patterns. They just aren't conscious. If they get punched in the face, they react as you would, but they feel nothing. There's no consciousness to feel anything. Your zombie may see the color pink, just like you do, but they don't perceive the color pink. Of course, if you ask them about the pinkness of pink, they'll demonstrate an apparent comprehension and experience of the color pink, just as you would. The absence of consciousness is not a stumbling block. The brain simply continues functioning just as it should, and gives every indication that consciousness is present. The lights are on, but nobody's home. What does this say about consciousness? Well, as there's no physical difference between you and your zombie, consciousness is not physical in nature. Since its presence or absence makes no difference in the behavior of you and your zombie, it has no effect upon either of you. And because consciousness has no effect, it can't be observed. This is the one philosophical view that is capable of supporting the existence of zombies. It's called Epiphenomenalism, and it states that while physical events cause both physical and mental events cause neither physical nor mental events. But when I say events, you can interpret that as meaning things, or stuff, or whichever term you find suitable. It's essentially a one-way street, with mental events being a mere byproduct, an epiphenomenon, which can't affect anything. And this is the only system in which you can eliminate consciousness, the great ongoing mental event, without inducing any observable changes. The ghost is gone, but the machine keeps rolling along, just the same as before. Consciousness can be entirely removed from a person without causing any changes. Consequently, your own consciousness doesn't actually affect anything. Whenever you make a choice, however great or small, you aren't really choosing at all. It's simply a perfect illusion that arises from your mental events, your consciousness, precisely mirroring physical events every step of the way. Though it may seem as if you can affect physical reality, this is nothing but a perpetual deception. And remember, not only are mental events unable to cause physical events, they also can't cause mental events. If you think you're the director of your own thought processes, controlling your own mind, you've got another think coming, literally. Your consciousness, the very essence of that which is you, is forever held hostage by physical events, yet you're not even aware of it. You couldn't be. Now, if you think this is as dumb as flavorless but tasty zombie Coke, you should be aware that the concepts of zombies and epiphenomenalism are endorsed explicitly or implicitly by lots of very intelligent people, and many more lay people, though they all may not fully grasp its implications. But what reason is there to propose the existence of mental events as something not only separate from physical events, but also having no effect on anything, thus making them unobservable? There's certainly no evidence of these discrete and supernatural mental events, nor is there any apparent reason to make such a claim in the first place. But you can't disprove it. And that's exactly the problem. Epiphenomenalism and its zombie spawn are specifically designed to be unfalsifiable.